You know, it feels like we're all trying to keep up with artificial intelligence, but honestly, it's moving so incredibly
Oh,
fast.
absolutely.
It's easy to feel completely overwhelmed. Every single day, there's a new headline, right? A new company, some new breakthrough, or maybe a fresh debate heating up.
Yeah, it's constant.
It's exhilarating, no doubt, but
Yeah.
also, yeah, a bit like trying to drink from a fire hose.
That's a good way to put it.
And that's precisely why we're here today. We're going to dive deep into that whirlwind, all the recent AI advancements.
Trying to make some sense of it.
Exactly. We've sifted through, well, a mountain of articles, research papers, industry reports.
A lot of reading.
Definitely looking at everything from, groundbreaking hardware and these specialized models to the really big societal shifts and, frankly, the ethical questions they raise.
Which are huge.
Right. So our mission really is to cut through all that noise, help you make sense of the flood of information, and hopefully equip you with the most critical insights. What does it actually mean for your world?
And you absolutely hit the nail on the head with that information overload feeling. It's real. But what's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these pieces of news that seem kind of disparate, a funding round here, a new chip there, some regulatory action.
Right. They feel separate.
They do, but they actually connect. When you start putting them together, they paint a surprisingly cohesive picture of where AI is heading right now.
Okay.
So our goal for you today is to pull out those crucial nuggets of understanding, highlight not just what's happening, but more importantly, why it fundamentally matters.
The so what?
Precisely.
Yeah.
So what? And help you move from feeling maybe swamped to feeling genuinely well-informed.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So let's kick things off with what often feels like the primary fuel for all this innovation.
Yeah.
The money.
Ah, yes, the funding.
Many are calling this an AI gold rush. Is it really that? Or are we maybe seeing signs of a more mature, focused investment strategy driving all this capital? What's catching your eye? Where's the money flowing?
That's a great question. Because while, yes, the money is absolutely pouring in.
Undeniably.
I'd argue it's less like a kind of frenzied, undifferentiated gold rush
Okay.
and maybe more like a maturing ecosystem. It's now targeting very specific, tangible applications. We're seeing a really strong lean towards highly specialized, almost niche AI solutions.
Interesting. Like what?
Well, take Sofont AI. They just raised $9.2 million.
Okay.
And their focus is building open, multimodal healthcare intelligence.
Multimodal, meaning text, images, audio, all of it.
Exactly. AI that understands and processes different types of information together. Think about diagnostics, treatment planning.
Yeah.
That's huge for healthcare.
So it's definitely not just about generalized AI anymore. It's about using AI to solve specific, complex problems. That feels like a significant shift, even if it's subtle.
It is, exactly. And you also see Hicksfield, they secured $50 million, right? And they even launched a venture arm specifically to back Gen Z AI founders.
Betting on the next generation.
Precisely. That's a bet on the next wave of innovators. Then there's Medra, emerging from stealth with $11 million focused on robotics.
Physical AI agents.
Right, hinting at a future where AI isn't just on our screens, but, moving around in the physical world. And even Bunny received $1 million for a screen-free AI learning device for kids.
Screen-free learning for kids. Wow.
Yeah. So the variety is telling. From healthcare to kids' education, advanced robotics. It shows investors are looking for practical integrated solutions. Things with clear use cases, not just theoretical possibilities anymore.
That diversity really is key. And it's not just the big names or the massive funding rounds making waves either. We're also seeing some genuinely surprising technical breakthroughs from maybe newer, perhaps lesser-known players. And these could have really outsized impacts.
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really exciting, I think.
Yeah.
Because these smaller, focused efforts are often where the most profound shifts actually begin. Take Mathematics Inc. That's Chris Segaty's new venture.
Hey, I've heard the name.
Right. Their GOS agent reportedly made a breakthrough in something called auto-formalization.
Auto-formalization.
It essentially means the AI can take informal mathematical statements, like you'd write on a blackboard, and convert them into rigorous, machine-verifiable proofs.
Wow.
And they claim to have solved the strong prime number theorem project. Well, in mere weeks.
Weeks. That's almost unimaginable. That kind of thing could take human teams years, decades even. What does that imply for, scientific discovery overall?
It's potentially transformative. I mean, this isn't just a win for mathematicians, right?
No.
It hints at AI's potential to fundamentally change the pace and the very nature of scientific discovery itself.
Yeah.
Imagine AI consistently accelerating research in chemistry, physics, drug discovery.
Solving huge problems faster.
Exactly. It opens up entirely new frontiers for tackling humanity's really big challenges. And then, on a different track, you have thinking machines. They're assembling what they call a VLLM inference dream team.
VLLM,
Yeah.
vector, large language models.
Right. Their focus is purely on optimizing the speed and, crucially, the cost of running these big language models. That's a critical bottleneck.
Yeah.
Often underestimated, but vital for deploying AI at scale.
Okay, so on one hand, AI is pushing the boundaries of fundamental knowledge itself, and on the other, people are working hard to make that cutting-edge AI more practical, more affordable to actually run.
It's a powerful combination.
It really is. But of course, none of this happens in a vacuum. It needs the underlying raw power. And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. What's actually powering all these incredible developments? We need to talk about the hardware, the next generation of AI chips.
Exactly. The hardware race is arguably just as important as the model race itself.
Right.
So Nvidia, for example, just unveiled its Rubin CPX GPU. It's designed specifically for what they call extraordinary AI tasks.
Wait, what?
Things like complex software coding, advanced video generation. But the key stat here is its ability to handle context lengths surpassing 1 million tokens.
1 million? That's huge.
It is. And that promises massive efficiency gains. So for you, this means AI will soon be able to process and remember vastly more information within a single interaction. Its understanding, its responses, they'll become far more coherent, much more capable.
1 million tokens. It's like giving the AI a small library to read before it answers your question.
Pretty much, yeah.
But, this raises an important question about the strategy behind all this hardware. Are companies still just relying on, say, Nvidia, or is there a bigger strategic game unfolding here?
Oh, the landscape is definitely shifting there, massively. There's a full-blown race for AI infrastructure now.
Okay.
And companies are aggressively, actively working to reduce their reliance on single vendors. Look at OpenAI.
Right.
They've inked this enormous $300 billion cloud partnership with Oracle.
300 billion?
Yep, for 4.5 gigawatts of cloud capacity over 5 years. It's genuinely one of the largest deals of its kind ever.
Wow. What's that for?
It's designed to power their upcoming data centers, like that really ambitious Stargate initiative you might have heard about.
Stargate, right.
But it's not just about cloud space. They're also teaming up with Broadcom for custom AI hardware.
So making their own chips, essentially.
Following the path of Google, Meta, ByteDance.
Yeah.
Seeking those in-house chip solutions. Even Microsoft, while they still collaborate widely, is investing heavily in its own custom AI infrastructure.
Yeah.
And they just unveiled their first fully in-house large language model specifically to lessen reliance on partners. It's all about control, efficiency, scale.
Future-proofing.
Exactly. Not just for today, but for a future where AI demands exponentially more power.
That is a huge strategic chess game playing out. Okay, so once you have that incredible foundation, that hardware, you need the software, the large language models themselves. What are we seeing on the model front? What advancements are pushing the boundaries there in terms of efficiency or capability?
Well, alongside the push for bigger models, we're seeing a really significant push toward leaner models as well.
Leaner,
Yeah.
meaning smaller.
Smaller, smarter, more specialized, and dramatically more efficient. It's not just about sheer size anymore. Take Alibaba's Qwen 3 Next 80B A3B.
Okay, quite a name.
Yeah, it's a hybrid mixture of experts model and MoE. The key is it promises something like 10 times cheaper training and faster inference speeds.
Wow.
By only using a fraction of its total parameters for any given token it processes. It's clever architecture.
Okay.
Then you got Baidu open sourcing ERNIE 4.521B A3B thinking. That one's gaining serious traction too.
Arnie, right.
And then there's Wimbert. This is a multilingual encoder trained on, get this, 3 trillion tokens.
3 trillion.
Across over 1,800 languages. It's making cross-lingual understanding just phenomenal. And just recently, OpenAI's GPT-realtime topped the speech reasoning benchmarks.
Speech reasoning. So understanding spoken language in real time.
Exactly. It shows that even those real-time spoken interactions with AI are getting incredibly sophisticated.
So it's not just raw processing power from the chips, but also smarter model architecture and these absolutely massive data sets making them so powerful. What does this actually mean for us, the users?
It means AI is becoming more Accessible, definitely more powerful, but also significantly more efficient. And that brings advanced capabilities within reach for many more applications, more users than ever before.
Right.
For instance, a company called Unsloth has showcased these aggressively quantized 1 to 3-bit LLMs.
Quantized, that's about shrinking the model size, right?
Exactly. It's a technique that dramatically shrinks models, makes them run faster, use less power, sometimes even on devices that aren't supercomputers.
And how do they perform?
That's the kicker. These tiny models are actually outperforming some of the big flagship closed models on certain specific tasks.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And we're hearing from practitioners about huge cost gaps now favoring running local LLMs for heavy workloads. And there are infrastructure tuning studies showing order of magnitude speedups without even changing the GPUs or the code.
Just by optimizing.
Just by optimizing how things run, this radically shifts where and how AI can be deployed. Imagine, your smart home devices having complex AI brains without constantly needing the cloud.
Faster, more private.
Faster, more private, more robust, exactly.
That's a huge shift away from purely cloud-dependent AI. Okay, so what does this all mean for how you might work, how you might interact with technology, maybe even in the very near future? It feels like we're moving beyond AI that just, generates content or answers questions to AI that can actively do things, perform tasks. We're entering what some people are calling the agentic leap.
Exactly that. Agentic AI, it refers to these autonomous systems that don't just process information. They can make real-time decisions and actually take actions based on their understanding of a goal.
Okay, that sounds powerful.
Yeah.
Are we seeing real-world examples already?
Oh, definitely. And they're quite compelling. Think about your daily life. Mastercard, for instance. They're rolling out agentic, AI-powered payment solutions for what they're calling fully autonomous shopping.
Autonomous shopping.
Yeah, pushing agentic commerce right into the mainstream, potentially this holiday season. And companies like Uber are embracing agentic AI internally, too, streamlining workflows, making their operations more adaptive, more efficient in real time.
Okay, that's incredibly powerful. And I guess it's becoming more accessible for developers, too, which probably means we'll see it integrated into more and more tools we use.
Absolutely. For developers, tools are popping up that make building these agents much easier. Replit has an autonomous coding agent they claim is capable of building, testing, and shipping apps end-to-end.
And AI coding itself.
Essentially, yeah. Imagine AI building software. QuotaAware is another tool focused on feeding coding agents deeper, higher quality context so they perform better, build the right thing first time.
Getting the requirements right.
Exactly. And LangChain 1.0 has made human-in-the-loop middleware basically plug and play.
Human in the loop, so keeping oversight.
Crucial. Letting developers easily integrate human oversight into these autonomous systems. Vital for safety, for reliability.
And speaking of reliability, that's always been one of the core challenges with AI, hasn't it? Consistency. Getting reliable, deterministic outputs. I think many of us have experienced asking an AI the same thing twice and getting different answers.
That is a critical point, especially for building trust in autonomous systems. Mir Muradi's new Thinking Machines Lab is tackling this head-on.
Oh, yeah. How?
They're aiming to fix that randomness in AI outputs, deliver more reliable, more deterministic models. Because if AI is going to make real-time decisions, potentially high-stakes ones,
It needs to be predictable.
it needs to be predictable and dependable. Absolutely. This effort is about ensuring that when an AI acts, it does so consistently, accountably. That's essential as these systems take on more critical roles.
Makes sense. So beyond the developer tools and the underlying research, what about practical, immediate benefits for users? Platform upgrades we're seeing right now that change how we interact with AI day to day.
Yeah, the everyday user experience is evolving really rapidly. Anthropic, for example, just added long-term memory across chats for Claude.
So it remembers past conversations.
Yeah, which means your interactions become far more personalized, more efficient. You don't have to repeat yourself constantly.
That's useful.
Definitely. ChatGPT now supports MCP tools, basically. Tools for taking action. Like you can update a Jira ticket directly from your chat.
Moving from chat to execution.
Exactly. Conversation to direct action. Google's Gemini Batch API is cutting costs by 50% for large asynchronous jobs, think big data analysis. And they added audio transcription and a creation library to manage all your AI-generated assets.
Keeping track of everything.
Makes it much easier. And Claude AI is even allowing users to edit Word, Excel, and PDF files without opening them.
Directly in the AI interface.
Directly within the AI chat. Plus, OpenAI's GPT-realtime, which we mentioned topping benchmarks, is leading to these seamless AI voice experiences through its real...
What's fascinating here is how all these features, they seem designed to just streamline our digital workflows. And they really blur the lines between what a human does and what AI can do. It feels like AI is rapidly transforming into a truly integrated, intelligent assistant right there in our daily tasks, making everything from document editing to project management just more intuitive, more efficient.
Absolutely. It's becoming less of a separate tool you go to and more of a seamless part of your digital life, helping things get done faster, more easily.
You can really see how these tools are getting embedded, making things faster, more seamless.
Definitely.
But with such rapid advancement, such integration, it's inevitable that big questions, big challenges arise.
For sure.
It's not all just breakthroughs and efficiency gains, is it?
Yeah.
The regulatory debates, the ethical discussions unfolding right now, they are absolutely critical. And we're seeing them play out in very real ways.
Without a doubt. And safety, oversight. These are paramount. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, for example, they've launched an investigation into leading AI chatbot companies, Meta, OpenAI, Alphabet.
Okay, over what?
Over child safety and mental health risks. There have been some very troubling, tragic reports of teen suicides potentially linked to chatbot use.
Oh, wow.
And the FTC is taking that extremely seriously. The FDA, too, is convening experts in November specifically to address the regulatory challenges around generative AI and mental health devices.
So a high-level concern.
Serious top-level concern for the responsible deployment of these powerful tools, especially when they touch on sensitive areas like health.
It's such a complex area, though, isn't it? Because on one hand, you have these incredibly promising applications, particularly in mental health.
True.
The UK government, for instance, is backing AI-powered mental health tools with £3.6 million, things like smart glasses, therapeutic apps. They're trying to address this massive 40% spike they've seen in NHS mental health cases.
Using AI to scale support.
Right. And on World Suicide Prevention Day, AIMS Delhi launched an app called Never Alone for student mental health support. So the tech itself, it isn't inherently good or bad.
No, it's a tool.
It's how we choose to develop it, how we deploy it, and, crucially, the societal guardrails we put in place around it.
And if we connect that to the bigger picture, these initiatives really highlight the urgent need for a balanced approach.
Yeah.
We need responsible deployment, yes, but alongside robust regulatory frameworks.
Finding that balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Harnessing AI's immense benefits while proactively mitigating the risks. Especially for vulnerable populations, sensitive areas like mental health, it requires really careful consideration from everyone involved, innovators, regulators, and users like you.
And the clashes aren't just about safety, are they? We're seeing growing legal battles, ethical fights, particularly around intellectual property.
Oh yeah, that's heating up.
OpenAI, for instance, is challenging jurisdiction in a Canadian copyright lawsuit.
Yeah.
Media firms there are alleging unauthorized use of their content for training ChatGPT. And that's part of a much broader global conversation, isn't it? Media leaders accusing Google, OpenAI, others of unfairly using copyrighted material without paying for it.
This represents a really fundamental debate. It's about digital content rights, about compensation in the age of AI.
Who owns the training data?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who owns the data used to train these incredibly powerful models? And how should the creators of that data, that content, be compensated? It's a complex legal and ethical minefield.
Yeah.
And it's going to define how creative industries interact with AI moving forward. On a related note, you have OpenAI's own CEO warning that the internet could be overrun by bots, blurring the lines of authenticity online.
What's real, what's not.
Right. And Stanford's HAI group even suggested that achieving full political neutrality for AI models is probably unattainable.
So always some bias.
Likely. Which encourages all of us to critically examine the biases, the perspectives inherent in the AI we use.
And the societal impacts, they're reaching even further, aren't they? Beyond just copyright and bias. Regulators are also cracking down on misleading claims about AI.
Yeah, the FTC, again, they're going after companies like Workado for apparently making false claims about their AI's accuracy.
Signaling that hype isn't enough.
Exactly. It signals that transparency and actual evidence will be demanded. You can't just say AI and expect a free pass. Then there is the global AI skills gap.
Huge issue.
Huge. Nations like the UK, big tech giants, they're launching massive upskilling initiatives to try and address it. In the U.S., manufacturers are rapidly adopting AI partly to address workforce shortages.
The practical impact on labor.
Immediate impact.
Yeah.
And even entire countries like Greece are partnering with OpenAI to try and transform their education systems using AI.
Wow. Okay.
So All these points, they really underscore the imperatives for critical thinking, for digital literacy. In a world that's increasingly shaped by AI,
You need to understand it.
you need to be able to discern transparent, evidence-based claims from exaggerated marketing hype. It's about empowering individuals, empowering societies to navigate this new landscape thoughtfully, effectively, making sure AI serves our collective best interests.
What an incredible depth dive.
Yes.
Seriously. We've navigated just this landscape of, well, breathtaking innovation, fierce competition, and these really urgent societal considerations.
A lot to cover.
It is. From that AI gold rush, maybe more focused than a rush fueling specialized startups, to the next generation of powerful, leaner chips and models,
Yeah.
and that agentic leap where AI isn't just chatting, it's actively doing. The dynamism of the AI space is just astounding.
It really is.
And understanding these rapid changes, it isn't just about staying current anymore, is it? It feels like it's about being prepared for a future that's basically already here, a future that you are very much a part of.
And that, I think, raises a really important question for you to consider as we close out today.
Yeah.
As AI becomes more autonomous, more integrated into pretty much every aspect of life, from how you make payments to how you interact in personal conversations, your work, your education, how will you ensure you're making informed choices about the AI tools you decide to use?
That's critical.
And maybe even more crucially, how will you contribute? How will you help shape a future where these incredibly powerful technologies actually serve humanity responsibly? Your role in this collective journey,
Yeah.
it's absolutely vital.
A powerful thought to end on. Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into AI's really rapid evolution. Stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll catch you next time.